How many times have I told you we have sources? How many times have I told you we have the intel? And it's 99% right when it comes to whistleblowers. These are people that stick their necks out to talk to me that I know personally. I'm not going to go any further than that. But they've been told new lockdowns are coming. They've been told how it's going to be rolled out. And what they were told by their superiors is exactly fitting in with the larger UN plan.
We must pay homage to him.
So will it happen again? Will they make us do this all over again? Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Please take a moment to hit that like button to get this video spread to the masses. Also share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to get notified of future videos. I'd like to also add before we begin, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a physician, I'm just a guy with a mic. Please, before you do anything to your body, consult your doctor, consult your physician, do your own research, and make the decision for yourself. Now, I came across this a few days ago, and I couldn't believe what I was hearing. But there is a growing trend when it comes to Alex Jones being right. You see it trending on Twitter or X, however you want to call it now. And a lot of people say, oh, it's a conspiracy theory. All these things he says is conspiracy theories. Well, it turned out to be right given the time. Okay. Now, in this particular case, he's saying that he's heard from sources that lockdowns are going to happen again. And I wouldn't put it past them to do it again. Okay. I want to put it past them. We're now officially in the election season. We had the debates not too long ago. Okay. A fight for second place, by the way. Trump's mugshot dropped. Plastered everywhere. Okay. It's only going to propel his popularity. They want to pull all the stops to make sure Donald J. Trump does not become number 47. Okay. They want to do the mail-in ballots again. Plus, they want to do the lockdowns again. Now, are we going to go for the lockdowns again? Are we going to succumb to their will again? Are you going to say no this time? No. Remember what happened, okay? And this video, he's going to show certain pictures, certain videos of what happened just to trigger your memory. Because, unfortunately, we live in a country that has short-term memory, okay? But I think it's necessary for him to show these videos. I think it's necessary for him to warn us. I think it's necessary for us to take a stand because strength in numbers will pressure them to say, okay, we can't go with this again. We can't do this again. But before I continue, let's roll the clip.
We are not helpless worms. We are not legless, spineless jellyfish. We do not have to sit here and take the same criminal UN, global, WEF, New World Order regimes' second rollout of lockdowns and attempts at forced injections and travel restrictions and being told you're not essential. We don't have to lay down and die.
Do you remember all those things he just listed? Do you remember it? Do you remember? Now, I don't even know if this is for sure. I didn't look this up, but I believe people who want to come into this country still have to get vaccinated. The foreigners, foreign nationals, basically. Again, a lot of people, in this country, unfortunately, have short-term memory. They just live in the moment. They don't remember the past. They don't remember all the things they did to us, all the lockdowns, the stores that were closed down, separated from our families because we couldn't see them, our loved ones who are in nursing homes, our loved ones who died, who had funerals, we couldn't see them during the funeral, people who got married, we couldn't be in the wedding because of separation, lockdowns, we couldn't be in attendance. All these things happened. The injections, we had to have a card to get to an establishment. All these things. Do you remember? Is it coming back to you? Is it coming back to you?
And for the third world, where they'll lock them down again under IMF World Bank control, it is a literal death sentence. They estimate over 80 million people starved to death the last 3.5 years because of the COVID restrictions. Ladies and gentlemen, I got a call yesterday. An individual was in town And they wanted to meet with me that I know well. And they are a high-level manager in the TSA. And I went and met with them and had a cup of coffee with them. And they said, you got to warn people. Tuesday, we got called in, the managers, and told that by the middle of September, that the new policy is being written, that this is done. They were told this is happening. This is not hypothetical. You will all have to wear masks again, and so will airport employees. Then by the middle of October, they are going to say that everyone flying has to wear a mask. And in the meetings, people began to ask them, well, I mean, why is this happening? They said, well, because of the new variant in Canada and because of the WHO, they may, declare this. But regardless, we've been told this is going to happen.
Did you see all those pictures? Did you see all those pictures? Did you see the children in line all wearing masks? Did you see that long Q-tip that they stuck up our noses? Even babies' noses. I've seen babies have to go and endure all that. Do you remember all that? Huh? You see all these government officials, representatives, wearing masks. Oh, I'm doing it, so you have to too. Look at me. Did you remember all that? Being sheltered away from your loved ones. Children at age 10 committing suicide because they're isolated from their friends. Do you remember all that? Again, do you remember being away from the elderly? Maybe your grandparents who are in a deathbed. Do you remember being away from them? Forced to be away from them? I'm just saying this so it can jolt your memory. I'm just saying this so it comes back to you. Because right now things seem quote unquote normal. But that's what they wait for. For you to be complacent. And then, boom, they'll throw something at you. Boom, they'll throw something at you again. They say history doesn't repeat, it rhymes. I say it rhymes because we know better now. At least we should. At least we should. But they're trying it again. But our reaction, lawfully, should be different this time. Do you understand? How are you feeling so far about this? Leave a comment below. Let's keep it going. Are those people happy there? Are those people happy? I can't tell. Remember, look how we look like. Look how we look like. Did you wear a mask when it happened? Did you wear a mask? Did you resist? Did you say no? Or did you comply all the way through? Are you still wearing a mask today? If you do the research, you would know masks don't work. If you can smell someone's fart, or you can smell someone's body odor, if you can smell your own farts, let's say you're in the room by yourself, and you can smell your own fart, you just say, you know what, let me rip one, okay? Some of us have done it, all right? And if you can smell it, and you're still wearing a mask while you're doing that, and you can smell it, why do you think viral particles, which are smaller than those odor particles, won't get through? They'll get through. They'll get through. But look at us. Look at what they did to us. Look what they forced us to do. They went in our heads, okay? They had influencers. They had celebrities. They had, you name it. They threw everything at us. The WHO, the CDC, all these people, the media, constantly showing those graphs about COVID deaths. But they didn't even mention, was it from COVID or with COVID? Remember that? Was it from or with COVID? Johns Hopkins, they said lockdowns didn't work. It did the opposite. It did the opposite. It did not work. It did not work. Remember?
And then they were told, we expect by...
Look at these children. Look at these children right here. Lower left-hand corner. Look at this. Lower right-hand corner. People being arrested because they don't want to wear a mask. Look at this. Look, remember what they did to us. Okay? Does this get you pissed off? It does get me pissed off. You should be pissed off. Will you comply? Like a good little soldier, will you comply? Okay, sir. Not this in the military, okay? Will you comply?
By December, a return to the full COVID protocol of 2020, 2021. And I was given many more details. I wrote down notes on it. Then I left. Called the first federal connection that I was thinking of. Didn't answer. Called the second. Answered. Told them what I've been told. And they said, what day was that? I said, Tuesday. They said, yep, we were told yesterday. Yesterday was Thursday, so it was Wednesday. Expect COVID protocols to begin rolling out middle of September. And I said, what else were you told? Basically that they believe this new variant's super bad and that they're doing the testing and that they should just get ready for a whole new rollout of what happened before. And this was Border Patrol connected people I was talking to, and testing at the border again and the whole shooting match. That's 2 federal agents that told me this yesterday.
Look at this. Look at this. Remember, all these illegal migrants, they're just coming across the border. Remember, they weren't tested. They weren't tested. No. They weren't tested. Just come in. Come on in. Make yourself at home. But us, actual citizens of this country, no. We have to go through hell. Just I'm just showing you this to remind you. Some of you know. Some of you like, oh no, I'm not doing this. But some of you, now I can go outside again. I can play with my friends. Oh, I can go and meet people and, gatherings and all this stuff. No masks, go to work and not be vilified or looked down on if you don't have a mask or you haven't got vaccinated. Remember, they forced you to wear a mask, okay? Everywhere. They threatened your livelihood if you didn't get vaccinated. Remember that? They threatened it. Our children couldn't get into schools without being vaccinated. I have an opinion about public school, but that's another story. The schools that our children were in looked like prisons. But that was after they were allowed to go back in school. Before they couldn't even go in school, they're isolated from their friends. But there's one thing that was a benefit from that. Parents learned what the children were learning. Okay? It's a whole nother story. But I just want to remind you what they did to us for the last few years. Because, again, a lot of you are like, things are better now. You have to remain vigilant. Let's keep it going.
And then I went and looked at the news, and there they were saying Canada's looking at new restrictions again because of the variant, and so is the EU. And what did the Russians just put out 3 days ago? U.S. is plotting another pandemic. Russian head of the defense ministry warns. Now, new lockdowns will starve the third world. New lockdowns will destroy small businesses. New lockdowns will take the average person that's already $5,000 in the hole and their paycheck is just on time. Will put them into full bankruptcy.
Many people lost their homes. Many people lost their businesses. Many people lost everything. you, me, everyone was affected one way or another. You were looked down upon. If you said, no, I'm not going to comply with this, you were looked down upon. People looked at you differently. Your friends, your family, co-workers. For what? To comply with what Fauci was spewing? And I say this because this has happened before. Maybe not the lockdowns, but pushing some kind of poke, jab on us back in the 1970s, the late 1970s, with the swine flu vaccine, which hurt many people, which had to be stopped because of the side effects. 60 Minutes, when they were actually a reputable news organization, did a report on it. I'll leave a link below if you want to see it. Check it out in the description below. Just to remind you, okay? But there have been so many years between that time and now that people fall for it again and again and again. The propaganda, the news propaganda, the media propaganda is so strong. Although I would say also that the mainstream media is dying. In about maybe 20 years, it won't be nearly as powerful if it is. I mean, assuming it is powerful now, I mean, it's really hurt its reputation with combination of the COVID and combination of the elections and everything. It's really hurt its reputation, but it's not going to be as powerful as it is now. But with that said, we have to remember, okay? They say, never forget. They always try to never forget on certain tragedies. This was a tragedy. This was a tragedy that happened. Never forget.
And the children in the mask and the attempt to push a new shot for the new variant, and we're right back in the same hellhole we were in just a few years ago. And why is it perfect timing? Because you go into the election year. They had the last crisis go over 2.5 years. They'll bare minimum run this through the next election. It's only 14, 15 months out with mail-in ballots again. And we have all the eyewitnesses and testimony that they'd get the mail-in ballots. And in some cases, they were 99% for Joe Biden. Who believes that?
I don't. Do you? Did you really think that Joe Biden got more votes than Obama in places like Chicago? Do you really think that? Do you really think he was the most popular president in U.S. history based on how many people voted for him? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Do you believe that? Well, you might not have believed that, but you believed in all the stuff that the propaganda machine was spewing at us with the whole coof and get the jab and all that stuff. Some of you believed it. Not all of you, but some of you did. I'll tell you right now, I didn't get the poke. No way. It's not in my bloodstream. No way. Is it in yours? How do you feel about that? Do you feel it's safer? Do you feel pressured to do it? Do you feel okay about it? Did you get a booster? 2 boosters? 3 boosters? Do you see what he's saying now, Alex Jones? Do you see what he's saying about, oh, they're going to make us get another one. Another booster. New variant. These people are greedy. Profit over people.
U.S. Postal Service whistleblowers, USPS, poll watching witnesses. I have it all here. We'll play it next hour. Trying to outlaw questioning an election, indicting the front runner, total election meddling. Not even the right word. It's stealing an election preemptively. So Trump can't campaign, is unable to campaign, and then you've got right in the middle of all of this a new COVID rollout. And I was very specific with both people. I said, to be clear, did they say this was hypothetical? No, we asked that. We said, how do you know? And they said, well, we can see with the testing, it's going up. It's already really bad. I talked to Dr. Stella Emanuel yesterday about this. I said, are you seeing increases? She said, yeah, it's the COVID shots. We're actually seeing record death, record illness in Houston, where she has a huge practice. medical doctor compared to the height of the so-called last pandemic. So you have 20 million people dead from the shots. You have all sorts of illnesses. It's all going to be blamed on COVID, the heart attacks, the myocarditis, the blood clots, the strokes.
Myocarditis, pericarditis. Once you get it, your heart's never the same again. Don't believe those liberals, those left-wing kooks who say, oh, it's just mild, like Sam Cedar, you know, oh, it's just okay. It's just something that's small. No, that's life-changing. Okay, you have young men and women being damaged beyond repair. You have sports athletes, young sports athletes, at the peak of their physical conditioning, falling face first while they're playing sports. You have actors, Jamie Foxx. He was out of commission for months. No one knew what happened. He finally came back, said, I came from hell and back. But he never disclosed what forced him to go through that. Now, people like Ice Cube, he had enough sense. No. I'm not going to take $10 million and get that poke. No. He admitted to Tucker Carlson that he knows people who are vaccine injured. Okay? I'm just reminding you all of this. I saw this. It was pissing me off because I remember what happened. I remember being looked at differently because I wasn't wearing a mask. The propaganda machine was so strong. Now, understand that a lot of you felt the pressure one way or another and you said, okay, I'm going to do it. Okay. I understand that. But have you learned from this? Have you learned? You've had enough time to reevaluate. You had enough time to do a self-reflection. Have you learned from it? Or do you want to be fooled again? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice.
Because it's all kicking in now. Some people die in just a few days or a few weeks. Most people die years later. That's what the studies show in mice. The mice, most of them don't die right away. They die in a few months. Well, in mouse life, that's a few years in humans. We've had scientists on, prestigious. You've seen it all. So we're going to have major death this winter when the vitamin D goes down, the viruses that are already in them kick up. You've been implanted with a cocktail, as Dr. Judy Mikovits exposed a few days ago, of hundreds of these viruses. When your body gets overwhelmed, just like herpes keeps coming back over and over again when you're stressed. If a man or a woman has had herpes and then they're in a car wreck or their mother or father dies or their kid gets hurt, what comes back? Herpes 10 times worse. When you're under stress, the viruses that are already in you come back. They've implanted you with herpes, SV40 cancer virus, Lyme's disease. That's in the shots. Gloomy. Scientists call for people to start wearing COVID masks again as they sound alarm over new variant AB.1.6 that has lots of new mutations. Print that for me. That's from a few days ago. I hadn't even seen that. See? And that's what they told them. AB.1.6 is the reason this is going to happen, and they know because they can set the PCR test to show it's that when it's really all the other viruses causing it.
These PCR tests were bogus. False positives, all these, come on, did you really believe it? Did you really believe the numbers that they were spewing on TV? Plastered all over the place. Again, did people die from COVID or with COVID? Okay. We found out the numbers were a lot smaller than they were projecting on the screens during the height of this whole quote unquote pandemic. Remember that? Nowhere near the numbers that they were projecting. Nowhere near the numbers. You get a motorcycle accident. Oh, it died of COVID. I mean, come on. Are you kidding me? Remember that?
So are we going to sit here and take this? Are we going to sit here and lay out of this? And let them put the narrative out and use the fear mongering, and then it's the concerts, and then it's the grocery stores, and then it's the fear and all the same thing? Are we going to go through Groundhog Day again? I don't tell you this is coming, so when it happens, everybody thinks I'm amazing. I'm telling you this so that we can stop them. Then they'll say, oh, look, Jones said this was going to happen. It didn't happen. I don't mind being the bad guy. I'll dance a little dance if we can stop this. You know they're arrogant, though, and you know they got to steal the next election. So we'll work hard to expose it. It'll get us ahead of it. But I got a sneaking suspicion we'll be sitting here very soon going, Alex Jones was right again.
Sadly, I do too. I do too. Because, again, the propaganda machine, the media, a lot of people still believe in it. A lot of people have gotten out of the quote-unquote matrix, you know. It's like, okay, you know, I see what's going on here. And they're looking for independent sources, independent media, something other than MSNBC or CNN, or even Fox News, CBS, ABC News, The Guardian, you know, you name it. All those mainstream outlets are just trying to convince you of something. BBC News, all this stuff, all those garbage publications or news outlets, just garbage. But a lot of people are going to fall for it. Many won't, but some will. Will you comply? That's my question. Will you comply?
Bittersweet. Exclusive. Biden administration preparing to bring back full COVID restrictions rollout to begin mid-September. They may change the plan. They may speed it up. They may back it up. They might cancel it. That's what I want. But this on my children is from federal whistleblowers. Just like I was told by my sources in Ukraine. We're told the Russians, if they're going to invade, it'll be by late February because the ground starts to thaw a month later and they need time to invade. And we believe we've been told they are invading. I came on air and said, my sources say they invade by late February. They invaded on February 24th. I wish we could have stopped it for everybody involved by doing that. That was my intention. Let's not fail this time, folks. Please, please. It'll kill hundreds of millions of third world people. It'll break them down. They'll flood us more. We'll have mass suicides, more families broken, more small businesses shut down because they're not essential in the name of the globalist. And all the forced injections and all the PCR tests and this slave dance they want us to do. We woke up. We said no. We got them off our back. They gave us a rest. They're coming back again. Go to Infowars.com. Get this article. Share it. We've added the live show feed to it. Share that like your life depends on it because it does. Do it now. You're not a spectator. This is not entertainment. This is fighting for our lives. Tell everyone, tune in now.
Remember this? Remember this? Remember the cards here? Remember, look at that. Look at all those cards. Look at that. People just, you know, I'm compliant. Look at me. Look at this. You see all this? Was that you? Was that you? Lawfully, do not let them do this to us again. Now, I wanted to share real quick a reaction Ian Crossland from TimCast IRL shared to his colleagues there and to everyone. Okay, this Ian Crossland, he's kind of questionable to me. In certain things, but he had an emotional response that I'm sure many people share. Let's watch.
Whatever, they're going to just, you know, give a bunch of lip, and it's going to be a lot of confrontations. I bet.
I've got a feeling the people, and not all of them, but for the most part, if people are scared into wearing masks by TV shows, those are cowardly people. That's a behavior of cowards, and cowards aren't very likely to come out on the street and challenge you for not wearing a mask.
They absolutely, if they're afraid, then they're going to be like, that person is endangering me, and it's going to be a fear response when they go up to them and confront them. It's not going to be about asserting themselves for dominance. It's going to be, you're going to hurt me. That's always what the case was when it came to the people that were like, oh, you know, you're not wearing your mask. It's always like, you should be wearing your mask because you're going to hurt me.
I liken back to 2020. And I think you just said it, 15 days to slow the spread. The only reason in hell I would ever lock my country down is because there was some sort of flesh-eating virus tearing through the population. You never do that to your country unless it is the last-ditch effort circumstance that you have no other choice. You lost running water, you lost soap. If in those situations, maybe, because that is the recipe to destroy your country, is to shut it down. Don't do that again. And don't make people put fucking dirty masks on.
Nice.
I'm sick of it, man. I'm fucking sick of it. I will not do it again. Thank you.
I wonder how many people feel exactly the same way.
Yeah.
Everyone should. Everyone worldwide should. Okay, a couple of things about what Ian Crossland said. Okay, first of all, when he mentioned the flesh-eating virus, I think someone said, I don't know if it was Tim or someone said, they thought it was. No one thought it was a flesh-eating virus. I don't know why someone would say, I thought it was. That's ridiculous. There's no evidence of that. But number two, under no circumstances should this country or any other, well, I can't speak of any other country, but this country should have been locked down. Okay, it's unconstitutional. Doesn't matter what the virus was. It could have been the virus, the T virus from Resident Evil. All right, zombies. There's still no reason to lock down. It's unconstitutional. It's unlawful. It's unconstitutional. Period. Point blank. But I think many people share Ian Crossland's anger. Okay. Are you going to comply? Are you going to go along with it again? That's the question. Now you see this. Again, Alex Jones was right. MSM rolls out new COVID fear campaign for lockdowns, boosters, and masks as 2024 election closes in. We're in election season. We just had the debates for second place. Trump's mugshot dropped from Atlanta, Fulton County. From Alex Jones, it's estimated that 20 million people have died as a result of the toxic mRNA injections. Millions more committed suicide, and millions more were killed by the medical treatment denied to them. Remember that? People wanted surgeries, kidney transplants. They had people who were willing to do it. They denied them because they didn't get a COVID shot. Remember that? You didn't get a COVID shot, you can't get surgery. Life-threatening surgery. Being sequestered from their families, basically kidnapped, and had ventilators stuffed down into their lungs. Stories about hospitals getting more money the more times they put ventilators on people, on us. And they're planning to run the whole scenario again on us right now, like some kind of nightmare Groundhog's Day. So we've got to rally together. We've got to push past the censors. We've got to call for justice and the prosecution of Big Pharma and the kingpins like Bill Gates and Anthony Fauci. Bill Gates is a whole nother story. We want Rhino Republicans to know that if they don't stand with the people, they're all going to be removed from office as well. You have power, people. Don't let them believe you have no power. This is America. We have the Constitution on our side. We have, but more importantly, God, the triune God, on our side. We have the power, people. You have the power, okay? This article basically goes over what Alex Jones is saying, but you see here right now, COVID is making a comeback. NBC News is already ready for next lockdown. See that? Boom, Lester Holt right there, okay? I'm not going to play this here, but CBS News, Errol Burnett explains why they will be available and who should get one. Talking about the vaccine boosters. Okay, right here, boom, new COVID variant EG5 spreading rapidly. Who raises global concerns? See all this? You see all this going on here? Rutgers University. Okay, look, set to disenroll students on August 15th if not compliant with COVID vaccine mandates. All right, this is from August 14th right here. See that? See what's going on here? More and more and more evidence of things coming. Look at that. This is where we are. We're on COVID. We're here. Look at that. The office. And this won't stop until we end it. Not a day sooner. Fox News. WHO, CDC, tracking new lineage of virus that causes COVID. The strain referred to BA286 is being monitored by WHO and CDC. Monitored. I wonder. Monitored. Okay. See this again. The WHO. Look at them. They're talking about this. Tracking it again. Look. The WHO is tracking 3 variants of interest and 7 variants under monitoring at the moment. WHO continues to call for better surveillance, sequencing, and reporting of COVID-19 as the virus continues to circulate and evolve. Are you kidding me? This is, again, Groundhog's Day. History repeating itself, but not rhyming because we know better. We should know better. We should know better. But look what's happening. Look what's happening, folks. ABC News, are masks returning? Lionsgate. Atlanta, HBCU, reinstate mask mandates amid COVID uptick. COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations tick up in America and USA, United States. Multiple institutions say they are reinstating mask mandates, at least temporarily. Morris Brown College, a historically black college and university in Atlanta, made the announcement in a letter written to facility, staff, and students by President Dr. Kevin James. Over the next 14 days, all students and employees are required to wear face masks. Staff may remove their masks while alone, the letter reads. Are you kidding me? Meanwhile, Lionsgate, the entertainment company, said certain employees at headquarters are required to wear masks again. Look at this. It's just bring it all back. Just bring it all back. Here it is. Here, look, remember this was most of America. Look at this. Not just America, the world. Look at this. Okay? This is what's happening, folks. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening. Oh, side note, Maui, the how Maui thing. I have questions about that. Maybe I'll make a video about that. I have a lot of questions. Okay, but this topic at hand, this is what's happening. Okay, I know this video is a little longer than my normal videos, but it's important because we do not have to comply. The triune God, we have him on our side. We have the Constitution, which reminds the government of the rights that we have. Okay? We have strength in numbers. Lawfully, do not comply. Lawfully, do not comply. Whatever you have to do, lawfully, do not comply. Masks don't work. The poke doesn't work. Matter of fact, the side effects are astronomical. Do not comply. Do not comply. Well, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Well, enjoyed it. Well, I hope it was informative for you. Okay? I hope it was informative for you. Please share this video. Share it. You know they banned Alex Jones from Twitter. Okay? Elon Musk has a personal grudge. He's not on YouTube. So many people don't even know about this. But share this video. Share it. Get it out there. Strengthen numbers. Like so this video can get spread to the masses. And subscribe. Hit the notification bell to get notified of future videos. Until the next one, take care.